You know what's crazy? The Braxton family has been giving us drama for years, but what just went down between Tamar and Towanda? This hits different. Like, we've seen them fight before, we've seen the shade, the tears, all of that. But when Towanda decided to drop that bomb about Tamar and Adrienne Bailon, baby, the internet literally broke. And Tamar's response? She wasn't playing around. Not even a little bit. So here's what happened. It all kicked off when someone got messy with a cease and desist letter. Yeah, you heard that right. Tamar said somebody in her own family leaked her actual home address through legal paperwork. That's not just crossing a line, that's jumping over it, doing a backflip, and landing on the other side. She came out swinging, telling everyone exactly how she felt about her personal information getting thrown around like it was nothing. The timing couldn't have been worse either. This whole mess exploded right after that chaotic season finale that had everyone scratching their heads. 2 hours of pure confusion, awkward moments, and honestly, one of the strangest wedding episodes reality TV has ever produced. People were expecting celebrity guests, maybe some A-listers showing up to support the family. Instead, we got something that looked more like your cousin's backyard BBQ than a Braxton celebration. But let me back up for a second because the real tea started brewing way before that finale aired. Word on the street is that Towanda had been sitting on this information for months, maybe even years. The question everyone's asking is why now? Why choose this exact moment to bring up something about Tamar and Adrienne from back in the day? Now, if you remember, Tamar and Adrienne worked together on The Real back in 2013. They seemed cool on camera, professional, doing their thing, but apparently there was way more happening behind the scenes than any of us knew about. According to what Towanda allegedly said, and I'm using allegedly because lawyers exist and I'm not trying to get sued here, there was some kind of romantic situation between them that nobody talked about publicly. The way this information came out, though, that's what had people really talking. It wasn't through some exclusive interview or a tell-all book. Nope. Towanda supposedly just dropped it during a heated argument that someone happened to be recording. Classic Braxton family style, honestly. Nothing stays private with them for long. Tamar's reaction was swift and brutal. She went live on Instagram within hours, and the energy she brought? Explosive doesn't even cover it. She wasn't just mad about the rumors or the gossip, she was furious about the betrayal. In her mind, this wasn't about whether something did or didn't happen with Adrienne. This was about family business being put on blast for the whole world to see. She said something that really stuck with people. My home is supposed to be my safe place, she explained during that live session. Think about that for a second. She mentioned having 3 properties in the city that she couldn't even move into because she didn't feel safe. That's heavy. And when someone sends legal documents to your house not once, not twice, but 3 times, then has someone walk it up to your door? That's not normal behavior. That's someone trying to make a point. The cease and desist situation got even messier when details started coming out. Apparently, it wasn't just sent through regular mail. They used certified mail, had process servers, the whole 9 yards. Every method possible to make sure she got it. But here's the thing that really got under Tamar's skin. She claims she never did anything that warranted a cease and desist in the first place. So why all the legal drama? Fans started picking sides immediately. Some were Team Tamar, saying families should never expose each other like that, especially not about something so personal. Others were Team Towanda, arguing that if you're living your truth, you shouldn't be ashamed of anything. But most people were just confused, trying to piece together what actually happened and when. The Adrienne Bailon angle added another layer to this whole situation. Adrienne hasn't said anything publicly about these allegations, and honestly, that's probably smart. Getting involved in Braxton family drama is like jumping into a tornado and hoping you land somewhere nice. It doesn't usually work out that way. But people started digging up old clips from The Real, looking for signs, analyzing body language, trying to find proof of something. Social media detectives were working overtime, pulling up photos from events, Instagram posts from 2014, anything that might support or debunk what Towanda allegedly said. The thing is, even if they were close friends back then, that doesn't prove anything. But try explaining that to Twitter when they're in full investigation mode. What makes this whole situation even more complicated is the timing with everything else going on in Tamar's life. She's been dealing with custody issues, mental health struggles she's been open about, career changes, and now this? It's a lot for anyone to handle. And doing it all in public? That's a different kind of pressure. The other sisters have been noticeably quiet about the whole thing. Tony, Tracy, Trina, none of them have publicly taken sides or made statements. That silence speaks volumes. Either they're trying to stay neutral, or they know something we don't, and they're keeping their mouths shut for a reason. Smart move either way, because getting in the middle of Tamar and Towanda when they're going at it, that's dangerous territory. Let's talk about that wedding episode for a minute because it really set the stage for all this drama. 2 hours of television that felt like watching a train wreck in slow motion. No celebrity guests showed up, which was weird considering the connections this family has. The decorations looked rushed, the energy was off, and you could cut the tension with a knife. People were expecting Beyoncé or at least someone from that level to make an appearance. Instead, we got awkward small talk and forced smiles. During one particularly uncomfortable moment, someone made a comment about loyalty and keeping family business private. The camera panned to Tamar's face, and if looks could kill, that whole room would have been a crime scene. It was clear something was brewing under the surface, something bigger than just wedding day stress. The production quality of that episode was also questionable. Weird editing choices, conversations that seemed chopped up and out of order, and moments where the audio didn't match what was happening on screen. Fans started theorizing that producers knew drama was coming and tried to edit around it, but that just made everything more confusing. Back to the current situation, though. Tamar's anger about her address being leaked is completely justified. We live in an era where people will show up at your house uninvited, where privacy is already hard to maintain when you're in the public eye. Having your own family contribute to that vulnerability? That's a different level of violation. She mentioned in her response that it took her a long time to feel safe enough to buy a house where she actually lived. Think about what that means. She owns properties she won't stay in because she doesn't feel secure. That's not normal. That's someone who's dealt with serious safety concerns, and having family members allegedly make that worse? Unforgivable in her eyes. The legal implications of this whole situation are interesting too. Sending a cease and desist isn't illegal, but the way it was allegedly handled could be problematic. If someone intentionally leaked personal information through legal channels, knowing it would cause distress or potential harm, that's a whole different conversation. Lawyers are probably having a field day with this one. What's really sad about all this is that we're watching a family implode in real time. These aren't just reality TV characters or entertainers. These are real people with real relationships that are being damaged, maybe beyond repair. The Braxton family has been through so much already, losing Tracy, dealing with health scares, financial troubles. Adding this on top, it's heartbreaking to watch. Fans have been vocal about their opinions, and the comment sections are wild. Some people are calling for a family intervention. Others are saying they should just hash it out in private. But when has this family ever handled anything privately? That's not their style, and honestly, it's part of why people keep watching. The drama is real, raw, and unfiltered. The Adrienne Bailon situation specifically has people split. Some folks are saying that even if something did happen, it's nobody's business and Towanda was wrong for bringing it up. Others argue that if you're living in truth, you shouldn't hide anything. But here's the thing. Not everyone's ready to have certain conversations publicly, and that's their right. Outing someone, if that's what this was, is never okay. Period. Social media has been going crazy trying to find old interviews or clips where Tamar might have mentioned Adrienne. There's one video from 2014 where Tamar called Adrienne one of her favorite people and said they had a special bond. People are reading all kinds of things into that now, but back then it just seemed like two coworkers who got along well. The impact this is having on both of their careers is something to consider too. Tamar's been working on new music, trying to rebuild after leaving The Real, and dealing with various controversies. This kind of attention, especially if it's about her personal life, might not be the publicity she wants right now. And Adrienne, she's been living her best life, married, doing her thing. Getting dragged into this mess probably isn't on her 2025 bingo card. What's interesting is how this connects to bigger conversations about privacy, family loyalty, and what should or shouldn't be shared publicly. Reality TV has blurred these lines for years. The Braxtons built their brand on being open about their lives, but there's still supposed to be a line somewhere, right? Some things that stay within the family? The cease and desist detail is particularly wild because it suggests someone was trying to stop Tamar from talking about something. But what? And why go through such extreme measures? Sending it multiple times, having someone hand deliver it, that's aggressive. That's someone who really wants to make sure their message is received loud and clear. Looking at the bigger picture, this might be the thing that finally breaks the Braxton sisterhood. They've survived a lot over the years. Career jealousy, money problems, relationship drama, health scares. But this feels different. This feels like a betrayal that cuts deeper than anything before. Tamar's point about trust is crucial here. She said something like, "They knew what I was going through and they still did this." That suggests there's context we're missing, struggles she was dealing with that made this betrayal even worse. When you're already vulnerable and your own family allegedly makes you more vulnerable, that's tough to come back from. The timeline of events is also suspicious. This all blew up right after the finale aired, which makes you wonder if it was planned. Did someone know this was coming and time it for maximum impact? Or was it just unfortunate timing? Either way, the result is the same: maximum chaos and publicity. Some insiders, and take this with a grain of salt because insiders can mean anything, but some people claiming to be close to the situation say this has been building for years. That there's been tension between Tamar and Towanda specifically that goes way beyond what we've seen on TV. This might have just been the final straw. The response from fans has been overwhelming. People are creating whole threads trying to timeline everything, figure out who said what when, and piece together the truth. But here's the thing. We might never know the full truth. This is family business that's spilled into public view, but there are probably layers to this story that will never see the light of day. What's clear is that Tamar feels betrayed, violated, and exposed in ways she never consented to. Whether the Adrienne rumors are true or not almost doesn't matter at this point. The damage is done. The trust is broken. And putting that family back together, that's going to take more than a reunion special or a heartfelt Instagram post. The production company behind their show has been quiet too, which is interesting. You'd think they'd be all over this drama, maybe even planning a special episode around it. But the silence suggests maybe this is too real, too raw even for reality TV. Or maybe they're just waiting to see how it plays out before deciding how to handle it. Meanwhile, Tamar's been posting cryptic messages on social media, quotes about betrayal, loyalty, and knowing who your real family is. She's clearly processing this publicly, which is her right, but it's also keeping the story alive. Every post gets analyzed, every caption scrutinized for hidden meanings or subliminal shots. The legal ramifications could extend beyond just the cease and desist issue. If Tamar decides to take action about her address being leaked, if she can prove it caused her harm or distress, there could be serious consequences. We're not just talking about family drama anymore. We're talking about potential lawsuits, restraining orders, the whole legal arsenal. What's really unfortunate is how this overshadows everything else the family has going on. They've got projects, careers, lives outside of this drama. But now everything is viewed through the lens of this conflict. Every interview, every appearance, people are going to be asking about this situation. The Adrienne angle specifically is complicated because it touches on issues of sexuality and privacy that are deeply personal. If Tamar did have a relationship with Adrienne, that's her story to tell if and when she chooses. Having it allegedly exposed by family in a moment of anger? That's not how anyone should have their personal business revealed. Looking forward, it's hard to see how this resolves peacefully. Both Tamar and Towanda seem dug into their positions. Neither one is known for backing down from a fight. And with everything being so public, there's pride involved now too. Nobody wants to be seen as the one who was wrong or the one who gave in first. The other sisters are in an impossible position. Take Tamar's side and you risk alienating Towanda. Take Towanda's side and Tamar might cut you off. Try to stay neutral, and both might see it as betrayal. There's no winning move here, which is probably why they've stayed quiet. This whole situation is a reminder that fame and family don't always mix well. The pressures of being in the public eye, having your personal business become entertainment for others, it takes a toll. And when family members are also your coworkers, your castmates, those boundaries get blurry real quick. So, what happens next? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. Maybe they'll work it out privately, though that seems unlikely given their history. Maybe this is the end of the Braxton family as we know it in the public eye. Or maybe, and this is the optimistic take, this forces them to have real conversations about boundaries, privacy, and respect that they should have had years ago. What do you think about this whole situation? Is Tamar justified in her anger about the address situation? Should family business ever be made public like this, especially something as personal as romantic relationships? And where do the Braxtons go from here? Can this family be repaired, or is this the final break? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this is one of those situations where everyone's got an opinion, and honestly, I want to hear yours. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already because the way this story is developing, there's definitely more tea coming. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. This drama is far from over, and something tells me the next chapter is going to be even more explosive than what we've seen so far.